Welcome to Letting Go University. This is our daily live stream. It's free to let go. You always can let go anywhere, anytime. All Letting Go University is about is just getting some consistency in and a little bit of support to remind ourselves to use our letting go mechanism instead, because we've been using the ego mechanism for so long. Like, let's reinforce separation using the ego mechanism. Well, we also have this letting go mechanism where we can come back to oneness, come back to what we really are. And that's all the Course in Miracles is about. That's what we're going to be diving into today. A Course in Miracles, lesson 243. Today, I will judge nothing that occurs. So when I'm basing my view of things on, what is it? Separation, sensing that I'm small, that I don't actually know what's going on. But isn't it interesting how we pretend we actually know what's going on? Yeah, when I haven't come back to home and realized as a son of God, as all that is, what actually is, that I'm grasping. Maybe this is true. Maybe this is true. What I've heard said is actually that the human mind is incapable of discerning truth from falsehood without assistance. And eventually, maybe we let go of enough, and then we really do have an awareness. But this lesson is to help us make our way there. Today, I will judge nothing that occurs. I'm just going to be honest with myself today. I won't think that I already know what is beyond my present grasp, because even though I might be not what I'm claiming to be, I'm not a body, I am free. I'm not limited, I'm limitless. I'm not weak, I'm strong. Even though there's these ideas, I haven't had an experience of that yet, so I just have faith in the process until that happens. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to beat myself up over judgments that I witness passing through the mind. The judgments happen automatically, and they are all thought forms that are on a frequency of a negative feeling generally. If a judgment just pops up and I didn't request that judgment, I didn't request that thought, all right, let's dive behind that. Let's just ignore the judgment, ignore the thought, and feel the feeling and let it go. So I'm not going to pretend that I understand the whole of entirety of all that is from this little bits and pieces that I've picked up on and clung to as an ego. I don't need to do that. I can just presume that I don't actually have any knowledge of anything at all and surrender it to God. Ask God to reveal what actually is. Ask the Holy Spirit. Ask the Christ. Be thou my vision, O Lord, because I've been blind. I have been blind. And so today I'm just going to recognize, I probably don't know what's actually going on here. Maybe it's not the best idea to cling to this judgment and live my life by it. Maybe I could just judge nothing that occurs, witness the judgment, let it go by, and be relieved of judgments that I cannot make. Thus do I free myself in what I look upon to be in peace as God created us. So how does anything come to be? The entirety of all that exists. So if I look at you and I start to say, you're this way because, well, watch out. I'm not looking at the entirety of all that exists, and how you being the way you are right now is divine perfection. And it took infinite different pieces of infinity to make this whole that is you right here, right now, looking at me right here, right now. So why am I going to fight this stuff? What's going on here where I'm trying to reinforce separation and pretend I know stuff until the Holy Spirit and God have revealed it to me in the time when I finally allow it to happen? The Course in Miracles workbook is a time of finally allowing it to happen. Every time you let go is a time of finally allowing it to happen, finally allowing the peace of God to be revealed, the perfection of all that is to be revealed. And so the prayer of today, if you will join me, Father, today I leave creation free to be itself. I honor all its parts in which I am included. We are one because each part contains your memory, and truth must shine in all of us as one. Today, I will judge nothing that occurs. That's the topic for this letting go session. Thank you so much for being here. And let's do some letting go. Could you allow these feelings up and let them go so the judgments fade away and the truth is revealed? Today, I will judge nothing that occurs. I will be honest with myself today. I will not think that I already know what must remain beyond my present grasp. I will not think I understand the whole from bits of perception, which are all that I can see. Today I recognize that this is so. And so I am relieved of judgments that I cannot make. Thus do I free myself in what I look upon to be in peace as God created us. So what's one of those bits that you've been clinging to? What's one of those bits of perception that's all that you can see right now where there's been some kind of judgment? Does the appearance of the bank account bring up some feelings, some judgments about what's going on? Does the appearance of the relationship, the appearance of the body and its health, what's some little bit of all that is that you've been looking at and making a judgment from? First off, could that be okay? We all do it all the time. So just notice and just be like, all right, I'm taking this little tiny bit of information and saying I know something. Well, could you allow yourself to feel the feeling behind clinging to that little bit of information and making it into something bigger than it is, a little bit of information, whatever that is? Take any judgment, any little bit of information you've been clinging to. And could you just notice the feeling that would cling to that and deny the entirety of all that is? Just taking that little piece. What's that feeling? Could be fear, anger, guilt. Oh, I did this one little thing. And could you simply welcome that feeling that's clouding your awareness of the truth of all that is? Could you make this feeling and feeling it your offering to God and the Holy Spirit today? Just, all right, I'm just going to feel this feeling and not follow all the thoughts about this little bit of information. Could you simply allow this feeling to be there, focus on it, bring light to it, allow it up, allow it to be? Because fighting it reinforces it. Could you just let yourself feel this feeling? Let it be just a feeling, another small bit of information. Could you just let this feeling be a small bit of information that is denying that actually the whole thing is going on, the entirety is going on? And could you let go of clinging to the bit, biting on the bit? Could you just let go of it? I know not what actually is going on as long as I'm clinging to this feeling, this little bit of information, and judging based on that. Would you let go of this small little bit of information, this feeling, to have the whole and the truth revealed? Would you rather have this tiny, insignificant judgment and bit of information, or the truth of God? Could you let go of that small, little, vain judgment to have the glory of your Father revealed to you? It's your glory too. These judgments keep us pretending to be small. Today I will judge nothing that occurs. I'm not going to take this little perception from the body's eyes, the physical eyes, and claim I know about what actually is based on that observation. And yet I did make this observation and I did take it seriously. What's something you judged? What's some little tiny piece of all that is that you've been basing your experience on and what you're doing on? And can you notice this feeling behind that? Just be honest with yourself today. Maybe it's just a feeling. Another small bit of information that's cutting myself off from all that is. Could you allow that feeling behind the judgment, this making something very small into something very big, and therefore denying what's very big, valuing what's very small? Could you notice that feeling? Could you allow that feeling up? Could this be the feeling that you offer the Holy Spirit today, that you might have the truth of what is actually going on? Just feeling it, noticing it, just the now feeling, ignoring all these thoughts. The thoughts are more small bits of information that would blind us to the whole. Just ignore the thoughts that are on this feeling radio station. Allow yourself to feel that feeling. Let the feeling be there. Open up. It's nothing to fight. Fighting it claims it real. It's real. Could you just open up, feel it, and enlighten? Could you enlighten more? Just letting go of this feeling, releasing it. No longer clinging to the bit. And could you enlighten more? Just releasing this feeling, turning it over to the Holy Spirit. I know not. I will no longer base my experience on such a small bit of information, on this feeling. It takes what it takes. Could you have some compassion for yourself and whatever seems to be going on? Just allow this feeling to be enlightened. For as you allow yourself to enlighten, all that is not the whole will fall away. It's just a choice. And I'm not condemning you for your judgments. God isn't condemning you for your judgments. The Holy Spirit, the Christ, turns out they did not teach condemnation. They teach forgiveness. They teach letting go and being loved. So why do that to yourself? Could it be okay that there's some judgments popping up, that perhaps some decisions have been being made without the full knowing of what's going on? Today I will judge nothing that occurs. Nothing that occurs. I'll be honest with myself. I don't actually know what's going on here. But when I'm perceiving with these physical eyes, which close myself off from the vision of truth, sometimes I buy into some stuff. So whether it's what's going on with your money, your relationship, this other person in your life, the coworker, the lover, the family member, where have you been judging on some small little piece of information that you perceived with physical eyes, heard with physical ears? Could you allow yourself to notice how it feels when you've been making that judgment real? No need to condemn the judgment or the feeling. Condemnation does not exist in heaven. Could you let go of condemning whatever you're witnessing right now and allow yourself to drop into the feeling behind such clouded perception? Behind this judgment, there's a feeling. Could you allow yourself to feel it? Open up to it, perhaps even welcome it. Does love fight anything? Could you cease fighting this feeling and just let it up? Let it be there? Does love engage in vain imaginings and thoughts that aren't even true? Could you just let the thoughts pass by and feel this feeling? Let it come to the love that you actually are. It'll dissolve if you just allow it, because it doesn't exist in heaven. It doesn't exist in love. Could you simply welcome this feeling to its dissolution? Allow that feeling to come up. Let it run. Let it be there. Let there be lightness. Lightness in your being, which has been clouded with this darkness of the feeling. Could you open up, allow it up, lighten up, and let it go? Yes or no is fine. You don't have to let anything go, because love doesn't force you around. God doesn't control you. It's your choice, Son of God. Judge or judge not, your choice. Could you let it go? Could you let there be lightness in your being? Letting go of this feeling, freeing yourself from the judgments of limited perception. When could you let go and let light replace the darkness? The dissolution of darkness is guaranteed if you allow it. If you will no longer value these judgments based on feelings, small little bits of information perceived with physical eyes, could you value these no longer and just be letting go of anything that comes up today? Today, I will judge nothing that occurs. I will be honest with myself today. I will not presume that I have any actual reliable knowledge about anything at all. I will ask God, the Holy Spirit, reveal its meaning, and I will let go. I will forgive these feelings. I will fulfill my function today through witnessing the insane judgments that pop up and letting go of valuing them. I will not value what is valueless. My decision is heaven. My decision is the peace of God. I choose joy instead of pain. Will you join me? Will you choose the truth and the light over the darkness that must fade away in your decision? Thank you so much for letting go today. Have the best day ever. And please join us at the link in the description if you'd like to do a whole lot more of letting go, a whole lot more forgiving, and bring up any topics you like. We have all kinds of sessions for you. And please continue joining us for the Course in Miracles series. Letting Go meets A Course in Miracles. Absolutely love being with you in oneness of our Father. Gloria in excelsis Deo.